Hi everyone, welcome back to Discover and Learn. Today I'm going to take up this topic of how we can learn to speak English effectively and easily, or how we can learn something in a very easy way. Okay, not only English or any language, anything and everything, how we can make our learnings easy or make things easy for us to learn that thing very quickly. Okay, we all look for shortcuts. We all want shortcuts because we don't have much time to dedicate, right? We don't want to put in 24 hours or 15 to 16 hours to master something, and it is humanly not possible nowadays. We have a lot of other things also which we need to do, and side by side we need to focus on the other activities which we want to learn in life or we want to do in life to be successful. So learning to speak in English is also a thing which we want to do at the earliest. We want to achieve this target at the earliest. So today I'm going to talk about how we can make our learnings easy, how we can make our English learning journey easy and effective. Okay, so there are a few things which is proven by research which can help us to learn anything in a very natural and easy and effective way. So today I'm going to talk about those techniques or those things which we can implement or incorporate in our life just to make our English speaking journey easy and effective. Okay. On that note, guys, welcome back to my channel. I am your communications coach and a soft skill trainer by profession, and I'm here to help you out with all your communications problems and to help you speak English fluently and confidently. And if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, quickly subscribe my channel, like and share my videos, do write your comments in the comment section, and do not forget to press the notification icon so that you get all my videos on time, free of cost, and access to all the amazing content on this channel. What you have to do is stay tuned, stay connected, and watch my entire video to master this skill. I have a long list of videos, guys, which are practice sessions, which are topics, conversations, tips, tricks, techniques, everything, anything and everything, whatever you need to become fluent and confident in speaking in English. Check out my playlist. Start watching my videos. If you take one video every single day and you start practicing what I've spoken in that video, it is definitely going to help you a lot after 30 days. You'll see the results after 30 days if you practice it every single day. And I know people do watch my videos, but they don't subscribe. That's okay if you don't wish to subscribe, but at least you can give me a thumbs up, guys. Do like my video. Now let's get back to the topic. So how we can make our learnings easy? That is a big question, or we constantly look for this answer. Whatever we undertake, if we are working on a project, if we are working on something related to a professional or personal life, we look for how we can make things easier for us. If we have to plan a birthday party also, we look for something if we can get some help from somewhere, if we can manage something, right? We hire caterers for the food so that it's not our tension that we have to go out and collect everything. So the caterers will do their job. Then we look for people who can decorate, right, according to the theme. So we distribute our jobs to everybody so that things become easier for us. In the same way, while we are learning a language or we want to learn a skill, we look for shortcuts. We look for something which can help us to, make our learnings easy and effective at the same time. So what are those things which can help us to make a English learning journey easy and effective? Let's see. The first one is activities. Now, I'll give you a very good example here. Activities definitely help us to make our learnings easy. Now, for instance, we take up, like we have taken a course or we are doing some AI course. Okay, we have learned everything. The teacher has told us, how to use the software and how to use the AI tools and everything else. But if we don't actually practice, if you don't actually work on some actual things, how will we know that we have learned it? Do you understand the difference? Yes. If I'm telling you that, this is the topic and I have given you all the ideas that this is how you can speak on it. You have heard me. Okay, you are very confident that you have understood everything. But if you don't speak up, if you don't start practicing it in the same way, how will you get to know that you have understood it or you can speak it? It is the same thing. So actually, when you put yourself to task, then only you will get to know at what level you are in. So this is where activities come into play. If you start doing activities, if you start practicing in that way which you have learned, things will become much easy for you to pick up and execute. So this will make your learning journey effective and easy, of course. Initially, to begin with, you will face a lot of difficulties, but that is where the actual practical situations come in. You will learn from your experiences. You will learn from the practice sessions you are put in. It's the same way when we join any company. Like I was a fresher in HR and I joined a company into the HR team. I didn't know how to work on a Naukri portal or on LinkedIn. So I had a lot of, when I was actually given the username and password and I was actually asked to, get some resumes related to some skills, there were a lot of things which I faced. There were a lot of questions, a lot of difficulties which I was not able to understand. Now, that is the actual situation when you will get to learn. Your difficulties, your questions will make you learn. Okay, so you have to be open to things. When you will be in actual situations, you will get a lot of hurdles. You will face a lot of hurdles, but don't get scared of those. Try to overcome those hurdles. Get the answers, get help, and get out of the situation. This is how activities help you in coming out of a situation or overcoming that situation in a very effective and easy way. Initially, it will be difficult, but as you go ahead, things will become very easy and smooth for you. Okay, so that is why don't waste your time. Get into the activities. Whatever you have learned, whatever, for example, some technique you have learned or some tip you have or some, method you have learned to speak English fluently or anything else, whatever you have learned. Start practicing it at that time, at that moment, and see if it is helping you. If you have any questions, if you're facing any problem there, right? The more you do it, the better you'll get at it. Okay, so that is why application is very important. Here, application means activities. You have to start doing activities, performing activities or speaking sessions to improve your English. That is why it is very helpful here. Okay, the second thing is, I'll give you an example to explain this. On my kid's last birthday, we took her to a place which was a kind of activity center. Okay, so when we went there, there were lots of different activities there, and what you have to do is you have to become a doctor. There was a clinic, so you can become a doctor. You can wear the uniform, you have stethoscope, you have all the medicines and injections, and a lot of things were there. Patients were there, so you have to examine the patient and do all sort of stuffs. There was another activity which was rock climbing. There was another activity which was related to water. There was another activity where you have to become a chef. There was another activity where you have to become a shopkeeper. There was another activity where you can buy stuffs, right? There were lots of activities. I don't even remember those now. So what happens was she was very excited to become that, and she got into the uniform. She was looking at all the instruments and things which are available, and she was trying to use her intellect to play there, right? She don't know much about, when you become a doctor, what you do. But whatever little knowledge she has and whatever things she saw around, she started playing with those things and she started using her own intelligence to play with that, right? She started giving medicine to the patient. She started giving, the shots to the patient and checking with stethoscope, etc., etc. She started climbing the mountain and a lot of activities, whatever was there. She tried to get into the role of that and she started playing that with enthusiasm, with excitement. Okay, so this is another thing which really helps you to learn things quickly. Okay, when you are actually put in a room and you have said that now you have to speak, right? You have to speak on this topic. You don't have an option. You have to speak. And at that time, trust me on this, in that situation, people tend to speak up. It will not be a very good, flawless speech. Of course, you don't know, you have challenges, right, in speaking in English, but definitely you'll be able to speak something there. Trust me on this. So that is why always put yourself in actual situations and put yourself in pressure situations. Situations where you feel that now you don't have an option, you have to do this, right? And then you will see the results. You will actually be able to speak in that situation. Now, here I'm not talking about the guests such sitting in your house and you have to go and start speaking in English. I am not talking about that. What I'm trying to say here is you have to push yourself to speak in different situations. If you are in office, if there is a meeting going on, try to speak in English. Try to speak to your colleagues in English. Make a point that no, I'll be in office, I'll speak in English. When you'll go out for dinners or lunch or breakfast or snacks, whatever, make it a point that I'm going to order in English. I'm going to talk to the staffs in English. When you go out for shopping in a mall, make sure that you are going to speak in English. Okay, so there are lots of situations which you can make sure that no, in this situation, I have to speak in English. Okay, whatever it takes. I don't have to think about the consequences, whether I'll get embarrassed or I'll not be able to speak. I don't have to think about it. I have to speak up. Okay, next time I'm going to meet my friends, I'm going to speak in English. I'm going to convince everybody to speak in English with me. Make it a point. I'm going to start a WhatsApp group and I'm going to make sure that, whoever are there in that group, we will make sure every single day we are going to practice in English for half an hour every day on that group. You can do that. Definitely you can do that. I'll have a GD session today. I'm going to take up a topic every single day and speak on it for 1 minute at least. And we'll keep on increasing the timings. Okay, so you have to come up with your own benchmark. You have to push yourself. This is what getting actually into the situation or getting into the character means. Okay, you are given everything, all the resources, and now you have to speak. Here resources are that in this situation, when I'm in office, that is a resource for me. That is a situation for me and I'm going to speak there. With my friends, I'm going to speak. I'm going to a restaurant to eat something. I'm going to order in English. Right, I'm going to watch a movie. I'm going to buy the ticket in English. I'm going to talk about that movie or that thing which I've watched in English. Right, so you have to get into the character. You have to get into the mode of speaking in English, which is very important. So you have to pressurize yourself. You have to push yourself to speak up in different situations. This is what it means. And it really helps, guys. Trust me on this. The third one is, this also will help you to make your learning journey easy. You have to participate in a conversation. Now, every now and then there's a conversation which is going on, right? Whether with your friends or colleagues or your professor, teachers or manager or anybody else. So every time there's a conversation going on, what you have to do is you have to make sure that you also participate in that conversation. When you are in a meeting, when you are with your colleagues, when you are with your manager, when you are with your seniors or team leads or team, or anywhere else, with your friends, with your family members, or you're attending an event or marriage or function or anything else, you make sure whenever there is a conversation, you should participate in it. And try to make sure that you participate in conversations which are going on in English. What happens is when we are not very fluent and confident in speaking in English, we hesitate to participate in a conversation which is going on in English. Okay, so we don't do that. So that is why you have to make sure that you participate in all the conversations which are going on. It's not necessary that you have to talk or you have to speak for a long time in that conversation. You have to take the conversation ahead. It's not necessary. You can just be an observer there and you can just have a short conversation. Like you can just ask a question or you can just reply to a question, right? And then you can just listen to the conversation which is going on between people. But try to participate in that conversation. And you have to be a good listener also. Unless and until you won't listen properly, you won't be able to frame questions. You won't have any questions in your mind or you won't be able to take the conversation ahead. So that is why being a good listener is very important in any conversation. Okay, there are lots of situations when, 4-5 people are speaking on something. It might happen that I might not be aware of that thing. But just by listening to others, I might come up with something similar or I might have questions regarding it to know more about it. Okay, which I can definitely pitch in or I can ask. So that is why being an active listener also helps us to actively participate in that conversation. So whenever there is a conversation going on, try to be a part of that conversation always, but you have to be first a good listener, and when you feel that you are ready to ask a question or you are ready to say something, you can just pitch in and you can speak up your thoughts there. Okay, and don't hesitate, don't be shy. To remove that hesitation, to remove that shyness, what you have to do is you have to practice every single day speaking in English at your home, in front of the mirror, in front of the video camera, whatever you are comfortable with. So every single day you have to practice at home, and that will give you confidence to go and speak in front of people in actual situations. So this is how your learning journey will become easier and effective. You have to get into that situation. You have to get into that conversation. You have to get into that character which will drive you to speak in English and which will again build your confidence and fluency in return. So this is how step by step you can go ahead with your fluency and confidence in speaking in English by actually attempting to speak in actual situations every single day. If you start practicing these rules or these tips or these things which I've just spoken about to make your learning journey easy and effective, definitely you are going to see a lot of difference very soon. And it is not difficult to follow, guys. Start implementing this and you will see a lot of difference in your fluency and confidence in speaking in English very soon. So guys, that's it for today. I'll see you in my next session. Until then, keep learning, keep speaking, keep watching and keep exploring. See you. Bye-bye and take care.